learners, let us continue with our session. We will talk about the tribes of Uttarakhand today, which forms the Unit 2 of Block 3 from BSW 044, that is Tribes of Northern and Northeast region of India. Now, before I go ahead, I would like to have a short recap of what we did in the previous class, where we talked about tribes in Rajasthan. Yes, we talked about tribes in Rajasthan, where we mentioned that the Bhil tribes are the biggest of the aboriginal tribes of Rajasthan, and they are traditionally hunters and gatherers and follow a rudimentary lifestyle. We also discussed that in order to make life more enjoyable and lively, the people of Gracia tribes is one of the tribes that we discussed, have maintained a pattern of living socially corporate and economically individualistic life. We also mentioned that the Gracia tribe maintains a mixture of animism and Hinduism in their form of religion. Meena tribe was also discussed, who claimed noble descent from the Matsya avatar, or also known as a fish incarnation of Vishnu. However, their numerous sects and clans have been disintegrated due to the fall of the rulers of this tribe in the various territories of the region many centuries ago. We also talked about Sehri tribe. We mentioned briefly that they were originally Bhils, but they got their name after the Muslim ruler Shahabad. We also have seen that they do not own lands like many other tribal groups, and they work as landless laborers in other people's farms. We also highlighted about the Meghwal community, who originated from the Marwar region in Rajasthan, and they are prevalent in some region of Gujarat. Also, it was interesting definitely about this Meghwal tribe that they have separated the dressing code for men and women of different age group. Now, without any further ado, let us continue with our session today, where we will talk about the tribes of Uttarakhand. Now, Uttarakhand, we have all heard about it. Most of us have heard about it. Now, the state of Uttarakhand is divided between several areas of the original Himachal Pradesh state. It lies between the Himalayan range and the 3 eastern districts of Kumaon and the 5 northern districts of Garhwal. The region is considered to be early settlements of the Aryan tribes. The region is a rich cultural area comprising of several traditions and cultures, extending from Hindu Kush in the west to central Nepal in the east, being an integral part of the vast cultured canvas of the Himalaya as a whole. The state of Uttarakhand has been a very recent addition to the Constitution of India and is situated at the northern region of the Indian subcontinent. Now, let us know a bit more about Uttarakhand. Before we study about the tribal living in Uttarakhand, let us know a little bit about what is Uttarakhand and how it is formed. Uttarakhand was formed on the 9th November 2000 as the 27th state of India, when it was carved out of northern Uttar Pradesh. Located at the foothills of the Himalayan mountain ranges, it is largely a hilly state, having international boundaries with China in the north and Nepal in the east. On its northwest lies Himachal Pradesh, while on the south is Uttar Pradesh. It is rich in natural resources, especially water and forests, with many glaciers, rivers, dense forests and snow-clad mountain peaks. Char Dhams, the 4 most sacred and revered Hindu temples of Badrinath, Kedarnath, Gangotri and Yamunotri, are nestled in the mighty mountains. It's truly God's land, or they call it as Dev Bhumi. Dehradun is the capital of Uttarakhand. It is one of the most beautiful resorts in the sub-mountain tracts of India, known for its scenic surroundings. The town lies in the Dun Valley, on the watershed of the Ganga and Yamuna rivers. Uttarakhand is blessed with a rare biodiversity, inter alia. 175 rare species of aromatic and medicinal plants are found in the state. It has almost all major climatic zones, making it amenable to a variety of commercial opportunities in horticulture, floriculture and agriculture. It has a vast tourism potential in adventure, leisure, and ecotourism. With levels of literacy higher than the national average, the state has abundantly availability of quality human resources. Within a short span of its existence, Uttarakhand has emerged as a significant destination for investments in manufacturing industry, tourism and infrastructure. Emphasis is on stimulating all three sectors of its economy, namely agriculture, industry and services, to their fullest potential in tandem with the geographical profile of the state. The government of Uttarakhand has undertaken several policy measures and incentives in order to encourage inflow of investment into the various sectors of its economy. Most of the people of Uttarakhand speak the Indo-Aryan languages. Hindi is the official language of the state. Hindustani, which contains words from both Hindi and Urdu, is the principal spoken language. Other languages used in Uttarakhand includes Garhwali and Kumaoni. These are both Pahari language, and also Punjabi and Nepali is spoken. More than 4/5 of Uttarakhand's residents are Hindu. Muslim constitutes the largest religious minority, accounting for about 1/10 of the population. Smaller communities of Sikhs, Christians, Buddhists and Jains make up most of the remainder of Uttarakhand's people. Now, the state was initially a part of Uttar Pradesh. The present name Uttarakhand is of a very late origin, specifically related to the regions of central Himalayas. We shall now look into the various tribes within the region in a very specific form, since the state of Uttarakhand has a rich and vast tribal population. Now, every district of Uttarakhand has more or less a moderate percentage of tribal population. In the state of Uttarakhand, the main concentration of tribal population is in the rural areas. It is said that officially Uttarakhand is the home of around 5 tribes. According to Census 2011, there are 5 tribes in Uttarakhand. For example, JANNSARI, they are a tribe, THARU tribe, RAJI tribe, BUKSA tribe and BHOTIYas. These tribes of Uttarakhand has been scheduled in the Constitution of India. Historical records suggest that the tribes of Uttarakhand are earliest settlers of this region of North India. In the past, their main concentration were confined to remote hilly and forested areas. The tribes of Uttarakhand have retained their age-old traditional ways of living. They represent the distinctive culture and traits of a primitive life. The tribal communities or the population of Uttarakhand is approximately 2 lakhs, which accounts for almost only 2.89% of the total population of the state. Now, we have mentioned about the 5 tribes in Uttarakhand. Let us now study some of them in a bit detail. First, we'll look at the JANNSARI tribes. The JANNSARI tribes of Uttarakhand amounts up to approximate 30.7% of the population of the state. The people of this tribe are considered to have a very distinct tribal form of life. It is very difficult to identify a JANNSARI tribal person, since they have a physical appearances similar to that of a Mongoloid race and also of the earlier Indo-Aryan inhabitants in the Himalayan provinces. The entire community has been divided into castes such as Koltas and Khasas. Khasas are the early settlers of this region in the Himalayas. Their distinct traits and ethnicities constitute a unique culture of the whole of JANNSARI tribes of Uttarakhand. Professionally, they do not have specific form of occupation but work as land laborers in the farms of rich people or possess small amounts of land. In agricultural economy, the animal husbandry is of great importance. The JANNSARI lead an agriculturist cum pastoral life. Hence, cattle are reared for twin purposes: ploughing fields and for milk products. The cows, ox, buffaloes, goats, sheep, they are all reared commonly by the people. They get meat and wool for their own use in their households and also trade in them. Marriage is an integral part of this tribal community and polyandry is followed in the society. Their source of entertainment is through folk dances and songs and observes festivals and fairs during harvesting. They also believe in a deity called Mahasudevta and organize a procession every year in order to devote themselves to this deity. Now moving ahead from JANNSARI tribe to the THARU tribe. Now this THARU tribe is a particular tribe in Uttarakhand and is considered to be the largest of the primitive tribes in the region. This is because of their long time settlements in the forest region of the state and they remain unaffected by the outside world. According to Census 2011, THARU constitutes the largest tribal population in the state. It accounts for approximately 31.29% of the tribal population of the state. The people of this tribe are considered to have developed strong resistances against diseases like malaria and other diseases due to their settlements in the jungles. The language used by the tribal people of THARU tribe is similar to that of Sanskrit, which requires excessive usage of the tongue. As far as occupation of this THARU tribal community is concerned, they have been practicing cultivation. These THARU tribes produce crops like barley, wheat, maize and rice. Even they are fond of rearing animals. Chickens, ducks, pigs and goats, etc. are some of the common animals usually found in almost each and every household of THARU village. Since several rivers flow through the region today, many THARU tribes have turned into fishermen. Uniqueness of these THARU tribes is that they have developed a style of decorating the walls with various beautiful decorative items. In order to decorate the houses, the THARU tribes use several beautiful items. These include rice containers and other objects that can be easily available in their surroundings and definitely cost effective as well. Also for outer wall and veranda decoration, colorful paintings of Lakshmi, the Hindu goddess, are much to be seen. Most of them follow Hinduism as religion, but some of them also follow animism, Buddhism and Christianity. The THARU household worships their deities in the household in order to protect them from diseases and misfortunes. This tribal community of the state of Uttarakhand is mainly known for shamans who act as doctors in the community. They are more or less the indigenous kind of doctors within the village. Now moving ahead, let us know about the Bhotiya tribes. The Bhotiya tribe of Uttarakhand is found mainly in the districts of Almora, Chamoli, Pithoragarh and Uttarkashi districts. They are a community of the earlier settlers in Tibet who have migrated into the Himalayan regions. The Bhotiyas are known as Marchers and in Uttarkashis as Jats. They can be roughly classified as belonging to 5 groups. The Mana and Niti, that is in Garhwal, and the Johar, Dharma and Bands in Pithoragarh district. Now they live at very high altitudes. Before the Chinese took over Tibet, the Bhotiyas, who are a shrewd and enterprising people, carried on wide-scale trade with Tibet in wool, fabrics and sheepskins. Their cultivation is of primitive style. Their main produce is jute. Their sheep and goats are their mainstays, which provide them with wool, hide and fur. They trade in articles made of wood, rice, wheat and other foodstuffs. Hinduism has influenced them and they worship Nanda Devi, but they also worship their own set of gods. Marriages are arranged by parents among the Bhotiya tribes who exercise complete control over their children and there are no priestly ceremonies or feasting. Polygamy is practiced sometimes, but child marriage and widow remarriages are rare. They have hardly any property excepting a few cattle. Now moving ahead into the other tribe, that is the BUKSA tribe. The BUKSA tribes of Uttarakhand resides in the southwestern part of the state, mainly in the regions of Nainital, Ramnagar, Kaneshpur, etc. There is not much knowledge about this tribe, but it is believed that the tribe shares a common language similar to the early inhabitants of Indo-Aryans in the region. The etymology of the tribe BUKSA leads to a number of stories as to prove exactness to the appellation used for this tribal community. This is due to the reason that the BUKSA ancestors were believed to have owned long beards similar to that of a he-goat, Bok, and hence the name BUKSA. Now, apart from the racial and anthropological analysis, the BUKSA tribe is considered to have similarities and resemblances to a society of the lower Hindu caste. The BUKSAs believe in Hinduism and worship all Hindu gods and goddesses. They celebrate all the festivities which concerns the Hindu religion and are devoted follower of Lord Krishna and Lord Rama. The BUKSA community is an endogamous society and is divided into several subgroups according to their dwelling, popularly known as kheras. Marriages are done through the consent of the bride and the groom, and it is a patriarchal form of society. The main occupation of the BUKSA tribe is agriculture and other agriculturally associated jobs. Moving further ahead to other tribes, let us now study the Raji tribe. The last and one of the major tribes in Uttarakhand is the Raji tribe. They are mainly found in the forest areas of Darjula, Didihat and Champawat areas of Pithoragarh districts. They are considered to be the original inhabitants of Ascot and the area surrounding the forest area around the Kali river. Now, the people of this tribe are considered to be the most backward and primitive of all the tribes present in Uttarakhand, and they are currently living under very miserable and adverse life conditions. They reside mainly in the forest regions, aloof, inaccessible and distant from the outside world. Now, apart from this, the Raji tribes have also developed taste for several wild fruits and tree roots. The traditional attire of the male and female of this tribe is unique and thereby shows a distinctive way of ensemble different from the rest of the tribal groups in the region. Especially the Raji females have the fascination for colorful and gorgeous clothes. Exquisite jewelry that these Raji females wear also is quite large and heavy. However, as a recent phenomena, few of this Raji tribe dress in the similar fashion like that of a people belonging to a non-tribal community. Most of these Raji tribes have built their settlements in the interior regions of the forest. It is only natural that these Raji tribes have taken up the profession of gatherers. What is remarkable about these Raji tribes is that though they are ardent followers of Hindu religion, there is a plethora of local gods and goddesses whom they worship. Position of women in Raji tribal community is held high. Unlike other tribal communities, a Raji woman holds a high position in the marital life. Now, before we move ahead, a brief about the tribes of Uttarakhand as a part of the recap. Now, we studied that the JANNSARI tribes of Uttarakhand amounts to up to approximately around 30.57% of the population of the state. Their distinct traits and ethnicities constitute a unique culture of the whole of JANNSARI tribes of Uttarakhand. We also discussed about the THARU tribes in Uttarakhand, who are considered to be the largest of the primitive tribes in the region. This is because of their long-time settlements in the forest region of the state, and they remain unaffected by the outside world. The BHOTIYA tribe of Uttarakhand are a community of the earliest settlers in Tibet who have migrated into the Himalayan regions. That is what we studied in this session. We also mentioned here that before the Chinese took over Tibet, the BHOTIYAs carried on wide-scale trade with Tibet in wool, fabrics and sheepskins. We also learned about the BUKSA tribes of Uttarakhand, who resides in the southwestern part of the state, mainly in the regions of Nainital, Ramnagar, Kaneshpur, etc. The Buksas believe in Hinduism and worship all Hindu gods and goddesses was also emphasized. We even highlighted about the last and one of the major tribes in Uttarakhand, and that is the Raji tribe. They are considered to be the original inhabitants of Ascot and the areas surrounding the forest area around the Kali river. Now we shall learn more about the tribes in Uttar Pradesh in the next class. I hope for this session you all had a good learning experience. Thank you.